For the 4th Street abandonment. I just like to hit the gavel. Anybody from the public have any input on partially abandoning 4th Street?
I will speak.
Okay.
You step to the mic and announce your name.
My name is Jack Carson, and I'm a realtor that
Has been addressing this issue with the buyer and seller, and part of the process was to get acknowledgments or agreements from property owners on both sides of this dedicated street to agree to accept that, and I have got those and notarized, and I have brought them here tonight, so I'll turn those over to you now.
Great. Thank you.
Does anybody got any questions for me on this whole thing?
Already went over it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
thank you.
Okay, if there's no further comments, I will adjourn the meeting.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day, and just lift us up as we try to make decisions, Lord, for this city, just remembering and being thankful for all that you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Call to order the meeting, City Council meeting for April 20th, 2023. Everybody follow me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Vicky, will you call roll?
J.P. Hodges.
Here.
Louis Short.
Here.
Lane Tubbs.
Present.
Jim Adams. Melissa Choate.
Here.
Allie Sugg.
Here.
Jim Lay.
Here.
Andy Eklund.
Here.
Attorney Prince. Mayor.
Here.
Members of the press.
Let the record show we have a quorum. Okay, first business, I need a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes as presented of the March 16th, 2023 City Council meeting plus excerpts.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Vicky?
Andy Eklund.
Yes.
Jim Lay.
Yes.
Allie Sugg.
Yes.
Louis Short.
Yes.
J.P. Hodges.
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Melissa Choate.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, I need approval of the payments journals dated March 1st through the 31st, 2023. The Street Fund Financial, Sanitation Fund Financial Statements, General Fund, Community Center O&M, and miscellaneous funds.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
There was, I noticed another payment to the architect. Was that one that
That's one that you'd already approved.
we already approved?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vicky?
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Melissa Choate.
Yes.
Andy Eklund.
Yes.
Jim Lay. Mr. Lay.
Yes.
Allie Sugg.
Yes.
J.P. Hodges.
Yes.
Louis Short.
Yes.
Motion carried. Supervisor reports. Do you have any questions for the supervisors?
I do. Scott, I saw the recycling truck. Are we still going around with that?
This is the last week.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
They're still not putting it on the trash day.
Okay. All right. Just, is there maybe a note, or, I mean, what should we do? I don't know what else we could do to let people know.
Well, as they call in some more, they'll get the message.
Okay, but this is the last week.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I did.
Have to do it again.
I had some people going, well, I saw the truck going around. And I'm like, it's going to the trash.
And he still goes out in the morning and do highway trash, so, I mean, they'll still see the truck out,
Okay.
so.
Chief, will you share what you were sharing about, like, with the dog situation, like, just this month, what we've spent with, like, pickups and everything?
With the shelter?
I think it was 800, I wasn't prepared to answer this question, but I think it was $870.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
You know, for a good while, we were trying to save a little money. Dalen was supposed to go door to door, trying to make sure the dog is just sent back to the owner. We're getting away from that now. Of course, Dalen's fixing to leave us. We're starting to issue more citations and just kind of give up on we're trying to give people one warning. Kind of like the patrolmen do out here on the street. You might get a warning the first time, but you're probably not going to get a warning the second time. And we're going to have to dig a little deeper into the seizure of an animal. There is a process for that, and I think Rebecca's held a course on that. So I know the Murrays are here, and they've had a lot of problems over the last year and a half with different dogs. And, so we are trying to address it, but the shelter went up by $75 an animal, and it's just a lot of money to pay out every month. So we're trying to do everything we can to keep them picking them up. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Anybody else? Okay, I've got bond updates on here. Phase 1 trail is complete. They're working on their final punch list, and it looks amazing. Have y'all seen the first phase of the trail? It's so pretty.
It's nice.
Phase 2, the bids were opened yesterday. Clint will prepare a letter of recommendation for the next meeting. CK Asphalt was awarded the bid. The stormwater design for downtown is almost complete. Hoping to advertise on the project at the end of the month with bid opening date in May, hopefully. Construction May, June of this year until June of next year. They'll work with the box culvert from Sugarloaf to Cersei Street. Ditch improvements on Cersei Street, 5th Street drainage improvements from Old City Hall to Walnut Street. So it's gonna be a pretty big project, and it's gonna interrupt downtown, but hopefully during the summer months, they can minimize the impact of work that's going to happen. Sandy Beach bathrooms, they're making progress really quick. They got the block up. This week we got to pick out colors of stain and roof and walls. Spring Park, the anticipated completion is at the end of May. The curb and sidewalk is in. They're working on the drainage now, and the new piece of equipment has already been installed. They have gated off, or they've taken the gate away from the smaller kids' playground, so it is open, and the new sidewalk, so people that are walking around the park can actually make a loop now. 7th Street is complete. Huntington Place street improvements are underway, hopefully to be completed by the end of July. The new fire engine is in service. It's been inspected. It's all prettied up. They were going to bring it tonight, but with the weather, they thought maybe the next meeting they could bring it in and everybody could look at it. And then we're getting started on the community center rehab and splash pad design, so that's super exciting. Do y'all have anything you want to add to that? All right, unfinished business. Partial abandonment of 4th Street. We just completed our public hearing. Would anyone like to read the ordinance?
We don't have our speed reader, do we?
I'll read.
Our speed reader's not here tonight.
Am I supposed to read it? I didn't see it ahead.
Yeah, read it, absolutely.
Okay. And my partner over here, he's usually the reader. An ordinance to vacate property and abandon all of the rights and use of the city of Heber Springs to that portion of 4th Street designated herein for other purposes. Whereas the platted portion of 4th Street lying east of Lot 1, Block 1, Moore, and Case addition to the Heber Springs and west of Lot 4, north addition to the city of Heber Springs and more particularly described herein below, before has never been developed nor has been used by the public and is no longer required for corporate purposes. Whereas the owner of Lot 1, Block 1, Moore, and Case addition to the city of Heber Springs, Cleveland County, Arkansas, and the owner of Lot 4, Block 109, North Addition to the city of Heber Springs, Cleveland County, Arkansas, have filed a written consent for the vacation and abandonment of the street described above by the city of Heber Springs, Arkansas. Whereas all owners of property abutting the portion of the street to be vacated have filed with their council and written consent to abandonment that the public interest welfare will not be adversely affected by the abandonment of the alley of the street. Whereas Arkansas Code annotated 1454-104 confers upon the city of first class the authority to vacate portions of streets that may not be used for the time being, recurrent for corporate purposes, and the city desires to abandon and vacate the portion of the fourth of the city. Now therefore, be it ordained of the City Council of Heber Springs, Section 1, the City of Heber, Arkansas, hereby vacates and abandons all of the right to use together and the rights of public generally, and in the following property, described property. Part 1, the part of 4th Street as shown in the original plot of Heber Springs, Cleveland County, Arkansas, lying east of Lot 1, Block 1, Moore and Case. Addition to the city of Heber Springs, more partially described in, follows the beginning of southeast corner of said Lot 1, Block 1, Moore Case addition. Thence along east boundary of said Lot 1, Block 1, north 2 degrees, 38 feet, I guess that means feet, east 5539 feet to the point where the south right-of-way in North Street, therefore along with the right-of-way of 8449.18 inches. Each city, east 60 feet, 60.0 feet, more or less the west boundary of said Block 4, 109, Block 109, thence leaving said right-of-way along with west boundary Lot 4, 109 boundary, north 8536.42, 60 feet more or less to the point of the beginning of containing of .08 acres, more or less subject to any of all easements and restrictions. Said property lies City of Heber Springs, Cleveland County, Arkansas, Section 2, the copy of the ordinance certified by a city clerk and town recorder shall be filed also recorded in the county and recorded of the deeds record of the county. All ordinance and part of ordinance in conflict herein repealed to such an extent of such conflict. In the event any section, subsection, part of the ordinance is later ruled to be invalid or other provision of this ordinance shall remain in full force and effect, the ordinance shall take effect being in the force from and after its passage. I move that we read the second reading by title only.
I'll second that, yeah.
Any discussion?
Appreciate that.
We need to decide today,
Not yet.
An ordinance to vacate property and
Wait, Jill.
abandon all.
Everybody's got.
We gotta vote.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's got to vote.
okay.
Ms. Vicky?
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Ellie Sugg,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes, I thought you was gonna say yes because you like to hear my voice, but we'll go on here.
And
An ordinance to
Jacqueline.
vacate property
Yes.
and abandon, well,
Oh,
Hold on.
we gotta make it through, Lou.
I thought they went all the way through.
Not yet.
Okay.
Is that everybody? Okay, motion carried. Okay, Jim,
Go for it.
go.
An ordinance to vacate property and abandon all the rights and use of the city of Heber Springs to that portion of the 4th Street designated herein and for other purposes. I move we read the third reading by title only.
Second.
Any discussion? Vicky?
Ellie Sugg,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Motion carried.
An ordinance to vacate property and abandon all of the rights and use of the city of Heber Springs to that portion of 4th Street designated herein and for other purposes.
Move we adopt the ordinance.
Second.
Any discussion? Miss Vicky?
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, I would like to apply for the RDOT TAP grant for $250,000. This is just a request to apply.
We have a project in mind, or?
I think this is the one about the sidewalks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
addition to our sidewalks.
What was the percentage? 80-20 or?
I think so.
Okay.
That sounds right. I can't
That sounds right.
remember, but that's what.
Yeah.
How many more do we still have out that we don't know about? Are we,
Grants?
yeah, we all caught up on those?
We are
now?
caught up
Okay.
Well,
until we apply for another one.
remember we talked about with Nick being able to put this to help with the bond, like whatever.
Yeah, this will help our bond dollars stretch further.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's- We just need to say yes or no, or what? Give me-
Yeah.
give me permission.
I need permission to apply, please.
So granted. I don't know if that's the proper way.
That was so good. That was good. That was good.
I make a motion that we apply for the grant.
Thank
Second.
Any discussion?
So congratulations.
Vicky?
okay, Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges.
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Ellie Sugg,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, leaf and limb update. The contract with Grisbury Total Property Maintenance will end this month. So I need a little direction on what you guys want to do next. Do you want to put out the RFP? Rebecca has prepared it.
I'd say we wait until, aren't we still trying to figure out if we could burn?
Isn't there legislation
That's
Yeah.
postponed, I mean, that's not gonna happen until later this year, is that
like
correct?
August?
It is, the bill's passed, it's in act form right now, Act 27, and it will become a law around August 1st.
Yeah.
And then we will be able to understand the law. Can we burn quarterly, biannually? Can we burn it all? There are details, and we gotta also make sure that nobody tries to sue, not us. There could be litigation or something that comes up that stalls it. So at that time, we will have to be ready to do something.
So do we wait and not pick anything up?
I don't think we
I
can
don't
do
think
that.
No, I think we pick up.
Did we?
I think
Yeah.
the city picks up.
We're picking up, right, Scott?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this
No.
too, they have agreed, the Department of Environmental Quality has agreed to not pursue any enforcement on us whatsoever, as long as we abide by the rules. So they know that we have an issue. They're waiting for us to get a plan together. As soon as we get a plan together, I'm compiling some data prices of different types of machinery, types of different ways we can compost possibly. And at that time, we've got to also email them, they said monthly, every couple of months, just to let them know that our plan is still in place and that we are moving forward to do something, because they know that I'm storing. I didn't speak for the city, but I spoke for my situation at Eden Isle. So,
I think there's a lot of cities that have the same problem.
yeah, there are.
I mean, obviously, that's why they built it to live in.
And they are working with everybody.
Okay.
So everybody that has our situation, there are more towns I didn't realize that have composting facilities. So they're small scale, but at least they're doing something with the stored waste.
Well, it's going to be hard to have a place to put all of that.
I'm working on it.
Do we just clean up what we have now and then wait until August?
How much land do we have at Public Works?
I don't know. Scott, can you answer that question?
We have nothing.
How much land do we have at Public Works?
I think it's 17 acres total. But that's not all, that's with our buildings, everything.
Right.
That's
That's
everything?
not- yeah, not for us.
No, that's another 17 acres.
So we'll do that with it.
Something I will make you aware of, when I was at a water department meeting, Clinton had a pretty good sized wildfire up there. And apparently, the wildfire burnt, we put mercury in the water. That's our water supply. So we need to find some solution better than burning. Of course, it would affect Cersei's water supply if we're burning there. It wouldn't affect one in town. But the one from Clinton got in our lake. Just, we're fortunate that the lake is as big as it is.
Well, I don't think we can burn next to a waterway.
Yeah.
Well, I think the city needs to continue to pick up,
Yes.
like we had talked about at the last meeting. And then, did we find out if we could dump it Optimus Fields?
They don't have a temporary license. I mean, it's our property.
Mm-hmm. Well, how could we get one? I mean, how could we get a license to dump it there?
We'd probably have to go through the process like you would a regular license.
Okay.
I think that takes about a month.
I mean, I would look into that and see if we could do that. I mean, especially if it's only a month. I mean, I don't know. I think that we have no other choice but to pick it up. And we
And
have,
the only problem with doing an RFP is that we're forced to get someone that has a composting license and has a facility. That's pretty much what they said. If we hire somebody, if we contract somebody to do it, they have to be a composter, because they're gonna have the same problem we had. They're gonna be having to store the material, the yard waste.
How fast was that place turning that over that you showed me that last time?
That one, it takes about a year to be able to use, to sell
And they're
or
on
to give
5
away your
acres?
compost. Do what?
They're on 5 acres?
Yeah. There is another method called ASP, where you have pipes in the ground and they have pipes with holes in them, and a fan blows the air up through and it composts much quicker. It'll compost in less than 2 months. And that's actually, and we can get into all the details of that in a workshop or something sometimes, but that is actually a very cost-effective way of doing it. But I really believe that we can do everything for less or around the same price of a contract, a 5-year contract. I believe we can get into that space, the composting space, and have a.
But that's not limbs, that's just the leaves.
No, you have to have the limbs with the leaves to have true compost, because the limbs, it's 1 part limb to 3 parts leaves
Leaves,
or
okay.
grass. The limbs causes the nitrogen to happen, the leaves cause the carbon to happen. That's mixed up, it cooks for a couple of months. If If you're having to use a turner and a tractor, which is kind of the conventional method, then it takes, 3 months, 6 months, something like that. Then you have to separate the wood back out with a trommel screen that's basically a big barrel, things that turns it, and one conveyor takes it to a pile of clean, usable compost that all the people can use, landscapers and everything. And you charge landscapers to bring stuff to you, and then you go out and pick the rest of the stuff up in the city. Public Works would keep doing that. And then you have a couple of guys. It only takes about 2 people to run that facility.
That wouldn't be so bad.
Franklin, Tennessee uses 2 people, and they have 70, 80, 100,000 population.
Okay, so are we just gonna pick up the leaves and the limbs? Or are we gonna pick up the grass clippings and all that stuff too?
I think just leaves and limbs,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
That's what I would
I'm thinking
suggest
just
too.
leaves and limbs.
Agree.
Okay.
Well, before the guy used to take refrigerators, but he's gone.
Well, they'll still pick up that stuff. You just gotta call them and then
Just gonna call and pay for it.
yeah, you gotta pay for it.
Okay.
What are you
So
gonna
we're
do
gonna-
about the grass? Because people bag their grass. And I'm speaking as a landscaper here, and I can get rid of mine easily, so I'm speaking for all the rest of the people that have yards. I don't have a problem getting rid of mine. But yard waste is yard waste. I don't think you're gonna be able to separate it and say grass, we can't get grass, but we can get the leaves.
Well, I feel like leaves and limbs is our biggest problem. Is there not a way?
Until the summer, when people are mowing their yard and bagging their grass. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna put it in trash bags, and then we're gonna pick it up at the landfill, and then we got a problem.
How did that work before, Scott? Yeah.
And that's just from a perception.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want the leaf truck driving around sucking up leaves and passing up the grass piles.
Yeah.
Can that be mixed together?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Are we still full completely?
They got rid of some compost that was ready. It's been there for a while.
Yeah.
I used to get that compost up there and put it on my garden, but I don't raise garden anymore, so.
So my thing is I think we need to continue to pick it up and really learn more about this legislation that's gonna be approved or, all by August. Because I don't think we need to put out an RFP. You said we even have to put in there now that they have to have their own compost. I don't know anybody that we'd even get that could do that.
We would basically have to hire someone. I personally can't see any other way of doing that job without having another department head to run a facility. Or maybe it could be under Scott's umbrella as well, but they have to be licensed. And that's not a problem. Getting licensed is not a problem. In fact, I'm going to become a composter because I have to at Eden Isle, unless I decide to jump out on the limb of hiring somebody and bringing somebody in.
So what about Jarvis's deal? Is that gonna be considered?
I don't know, because I believe Jeff spends 150 or 200K on a box to burn. He's gonna wanna get that back somehow.
Yeah.
So,
that's an option maybe.
but I think we're gonna have to pay to take it out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, we're paying
can't
right
we
now
buy
for
it?
somebody to pick it up.
So why can't we just buy one?
If they ever pick it up.
Aren't they about $1 million?
Yeah, we looked at it and it was gonna.
Well,
Yeah.
he just said 150,000.
Yeah.
Well, he's building it
Yeah, he's building
himself.
it himself. We
Maybe
would
he'll
have to
sell it to us
Buy
for that.
a commercial.
And then he can get a bigger one?
Yeah.
But there are screens available for $150,000.
And then training somebody and have a special crew to
We'd
work
have to
with.
do that, yeah.
Then you still can't burn the leaves, though.
It's gonna be a big project.
You
Okay.
still gotta do something with the leaves.
So
And you need the limbs if you're gonna have a composting pile.
So if we're still pretty full down there, can we?
I'm just glad we're trying to do it the legal way.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I just wanna put that out there.
Well, I can-
Because we were full, and we need to do this right. We need to follow the law.
Absolutely.
So it's gonna take time. We need to get a plan, we need to get something on paper, some research, like, do we need to set up like a committee or something that's like focused on limbs and leaves?
We can do that.
I don't know, but we need to get something lined up and in order. They need to work with Scott, cause when we were talking about his umbrella did not look open over there. If you wanna speak, please, I mean, it's your department. If there's anything, you know, you run that department. So if there's something
Like a war.
that needs to be done,
Or if you have a
please
better
share it.
idea.
Yes.
I mean, because
I mean, we're stuck a little bit waiting on legislation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timing's terrible, we got that, but if we look into the temporary land to give us a little more storage over at the Optimus Fields, if that's allotted, we could work through it, give us some more time to work through it at least, while we're planning and getting everything put together. It sounds like what JP's talking about may be in our future.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not, it's something that, because of the density of foliage in our town, we don't have much of a choice. And like if everyone understands, all of our residents understand, we are figuring it out. Yes, we could have figured it out a long time ago, but now that we really understand the law, we really understand what the state expects of us, we understand that you're frustrated, we understand that your yard has burned places in it because of the pile of limbs and leaves. It'll grow back, but we're working on it, and we are going to fix it. And it may be something that turns around in a situation where the residents benefit from
Yeah.
the problem we've had. Because, you know, Jim's talking about using it in his garden. It is a very, once people start using compost in its true sense, what they have out there is not really, it's more carbon than it is nitrogen and carbon. If they were constantly turning it out there, then it would be, I'm not saying it's not good stuff, it's still usable, but it's not in the true sense of scientifically compost. And we are required, we don't have a choice by law. Well, we do have a choice. We have two choices. If we have that amount of storage of leaves and limbs, we have to compost it. We don't have another choice unless we have enough acreage that we can spread that compost at a height of 6 inches.
Have we ever checked with the county and see if they've got any property somewhere that they, I know they got a lot of property at the fairgrounds that's not used.
I haven't. I can call Eric.
One area we got's the old ball field.
That's what, yeah.
We've got people also raising gardens there.
That's what we were
But
talking
that's
about.
pretty good size, lot.
Okay, I'll check with the county, I'll check with the permit.
talking about,
But still pick it up in the meantime and dump it where?
Well, I'll call and see about the permit. We'll just have to fill up what little space we have.
There may be a couple of land options in the near future. Jim and I are talking to a couple of folks about some fairly large spaces that are more industrial and better suited for a compost facility. Another option with composting is if we can get all the restaurants in town on board, we can minimize what they send to us for trash by taking their foods, their scraps. And it takes a little bit to get everybody on board, and we don't have just a huge amount of restaurants, but we do have enough restaurants that every restaurant could probably send us a trash bag full of food every day. And you dump that in the compost too, and believe it or not, it actually slows the smell down. Crazy enough, it's something you think would make
They
it
can
stink
make it worse.
worse. You mix it with grass and leaves, and like I said, you have to mix 1 part of sticks. So basically, all these limbs that we're collecting, we have to put into a big grinder. Did somebody say grinder? Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna grind it like mulch.
Yep, yep.
And it's gonna break down, it's all gonna add together, it's gonna boil like you hot to go to compost.
Yep.
You're all on the right track. You're right.
Yes.
And getting the county involved is gonna be a good thing.
Yeah.
You're right. It's a good meeting.
Thanks for the work you're putting in on that, too.
Yeah,
I know
thank you.
it's some personal
Put
level,
in a
too,
lot
but
of
that's,
information that's good to know.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you, JP.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to the train contract. Has everybody had time to look at that for the energy audit?
so my understanding of that is that we're still need to get a few things turned our way, but we need to be setting on go to make it happen.
Right. So,
So, with that said, can we give you the authority to proceed as soon as
yes.
the 15 years is
Yes.
there,
Mhm.
and it's not so train heavy on the contract?
So the motion would be up to the dollar amount, contingent upon the financing from the state revolving loan fund for 15 years. Hopefully that will be, approved in May.
Make a motion to that effect.
So it's $1,462,052.
You got the wording on that, Miss Vicki?
No, I do not.
Okay. The motion would be, for me to enter into a contract with
Contingent.
Yeah,
Train.
continue.
Hold on, for up to $1,462,52, contingent upon the financing from the state revolving loan fund for 15 years. Yeah, I had to write all that down.
In the contract, what about it was kind of a verbal on the contract, wasn't that part of the contingency too?
Some of the language in the contract.
Yeah, the language in the contract, we need to add that.
We need to advise the public that's here that this is something that's being paid for by our savings.
Well, I mean, it's part of the bond,
Yeah.
but the savings will pay for itself. Did you get all that, Miss Vicki?
Yes, the motion was made by Louis Short and seconded by,
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, Miss Vicki?
okay, Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes,
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Motion carried. New business, we have the urban deer hunt. We do this every year. Did y'all get the information? They have a class that they have to apply for to be able to get hunting tags to hunt inside the city limits. And the dates,
and they usually have that up at Fairfield Bay, and it's difficult to find. But it's close
Yeah.
to the fire stations, all I know to tell you,
here we
I
go.
never saw a place you could get lost so quick up there, whoever laid that house on Molon.
That's a
But,
true story.
Anyway,
Okay.
it's pretty interesting. A lot of people go up there and they have to qualify, and we usually have to have someone to sign them in. However, some of our deer hunters usually take that over and do it for us.
We've been doing it for years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years.
The dates are September 1st, 2023 to February 29th, 2024.
And we will not provide a cleaning station as usual. Is there a butcher that's gonna help with the?
I'm not sure about all that.
But they still have to provide for the feeding the hungry or whatever. First year must be a doe.
Yeah, it says first year goes to feed the hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And it's
nobody
got a-
here is processing the deer, so I think there's a place up in Clinton that does it.
I thought that the meat place did it here.
No, his wife wanted him to stop, don't Ricky's.
No,
Ricky.
Can't
the
say-
meat-
One Bite
meat
does.
One Bite-
hook,
One Bite
yeah,
does it, whatever
One
it's
Bite
called.
does it here.
Oh,
that's
okay,
right.
well, that's
Yeah.
good, that's news to me.
Houston, we have a process.
So we gotta read that.
Okay. No.
We just have to approve.
No, we just have to approve it.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Is that storm?
Yes, let's get out of here.
Huh? Okay, Vicky?
Okay. Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
J.P. Hodges,
Absolutely.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes,
Ally Sugg.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, I would like to ask to waive the permit fee for the mural that's going on Quality Floors. It is amazing. It's gonna have the Heber Springs logo on it, and those trout are looking awesome.
Yeah, looks good.
That's good.
Make a motion that we waive the permit fee.
Second.
Who did, Melissa?
Any discussion?
Who did that?
Miss Vicky?
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
J.P. Hodges.
Yes.
Jim Lay.
yes,
Motion carried. Next, I want to talk to you guys about an app from Apogee. I know I'm not saying that right. Apogee. How do you say that?
Close enough.
Okay. For communication, these people are the same company that do the app for the Heber Springs Schools District. It's very easy to use. The cost is annually is $6,200 and the setup is $6,500. Hopefully she can still give me the discount.
And what service will this provide?
It would be an app for the city to communicate with our residents. It'll have a calendar, anything we want to push out to the public. Do you have the Heber Springs High School or school app?
I didn't know they had it.
Oh, they have an app. It's very easy to use as far as getting things pushed out. Every department head could be on the app to push notifications out. News, events, documents.
Emergencies. I know we have code red, but we could use that as a city, something to push out.
We could probably
If
put
there's
a link.
something
Yeah.
in there, like,
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a comment section for everybody that has it to use,
no, it's just.
No.
like
this
social
is-
media or something.
No.
This is just for us to put out information.
You have the ability to still, even if, let's say, Brian was putting out something, you still have the ability, it has to come through, or Josh, or whatever.
Yeah, it has to be approved.
It has to go through and be approval. They brought this,
Yeah, we brought this to
A&P, and we
A&P.
looked at it at A&P, and it's not an A&P deal. What was the concern about what we've already got in place?
So
The website.
my concern is we just paid for a new website in 2020. And so we'd be basically getting rid of Civics Plus, which is our website now, and going to Apogee. And so I'll just say this too. So it was kind of just put in my lap when Chris Kramer left or whoever left, that like, because nobody else knew how to put stuff on the website. I didn't know either. I just basically figured it out. So I do everything on the website now. I don't really want to learn a new website. So if we do switch, I would like it that we could give that to somebody maybe within the city that could start doing
Give
all
it to
that.
Scott.
Yeah, we could put it under his
Under
umbrella.
his umbrella.
Yeah, we could put it under Scott's umbrella.
Hey, we got him to smile.
Poor Scott.
So we'd still have the website, but this would just be a separate.
No, this would be the new, like a new
So
the
this
new website.
connects to a different website, so then all that information from the current website would have to be transferred. So who would do that?
That's what she's saying.
They
Hopefully
would.
not me.
They would transfer it over.
They'll transfer the.
Who would monitor it? Because we're going through that, and like there has to be someone like making sure the data all gets transferred and all that over.
Yeah, that's what
We're
I
doing a new
was
website
saying.
right
Like
now,
if
the only
we're
reason I
if
asked.
we're gonna switch to a new website, I don't want to learn it. Like I'd rather like somebody, you know, like that's in City Hall or something, learn how to work the new website. And
Well, how much was Civic?
Civics, I don't know. I don't know. What do we pay Civics for the website every year? I saw that we just made like a $3,000.
We paid several $1,000 to
Yeah.
several different things.
Yeah.
Figure out exactly what.
Yeah, because also Parks and Rec uses Civics Plus too. That's how like all the kids get signed up for, like when you go sign your kid up,
Yeah.
like to play baseball or basketball or whatever, and you go online, that's through Civics Plus. So then I think we would be separating them, so we would still have Civics Plus for Parks and Rec, but then we wouldn't have it for the city website. So I don't know
Can
how.
you use Aptigee for that?
For what?
Like for Parks and Rec?
Well, there's strictly
Josh,
an
you know?
app. He
Oh.
probably doesn't know.
So Apogee is just an app, not the website.
It's an app connected to a website.
Just for notifications, right?
It's a website.
Is it the only option? Like, does it have to go through a website?
You wouldn't have this anymore.
Right.
I mean, they've got to integrate somehow to have a website, to have the
If it's an app.
information in both
On
places.
both? So I get it. So it's streamlining the communication,
Yeah.
and Civics Plus doesn't offer anything, I guess.
I don't think they have an app.
They don't have an app, but they do have like other services that you could do, like if we wanted to set up, and it's probably like city alerts, like if we had that set up through them, you could do that where we send out, you know, any alerts like you were talking about if something was happening. There's a way that we could do that through Civics Plus. So, yeah, theirs looks better. It looks a whole lot better
Yeah.
than Civics Plus. But again,
How many years has it been since we got our new one? 3?
3. In 2020.
Because I know our marketing
know
people said
that-
about every 5 years.
When COVID hit, Chris Kramer was still employed, just so she could put this website together. So I remember so it was exactly 3 years ago.
I think it's cool, but I think timing's wrong.
Okay. Well, I didn't know Civics Plus did that, so maybe I need to check on that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I said during AP. Like Civics Plus does a lot that we just.
They have a ton of modules, different things that
They
you
have
can get.
yeah,
Sometimes they're a little pricey.
Yeah, their
Ooh.
stuff is expensive. but-
Yes, so Vicky, they have a
Yeah, it's
clerk
expensive.
thing that like organizes all the agenda stuff too.
Yeah, they
Civics
have
Plus
a lot.
does.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
So
I watched
Civics-
a video on it once.
Civics Plus only does government, type websites. So that's why we switched to them in the first place, because you have to be ADA compliant and we were not, and so that's the only thing about it is.
Josh, do
They
you
could do
use
more.
it a lot? Do you use it for scheduling or just for signing people up or?
We use it for the registration. I know we use it for our point of sale, so people coming in, buying daily fees, memberships, things like that. And I've experienced working with there's other companies that do the exact same thing, that are for government or for Parks and Recreation. We do have an option. I guarantee you we're not using Civic Plus to maximize it as we could. I know we can log everyone's, I'm not sure about text, but I know we do ask for everyone's email address.
Now, no, we do have the option to send out like a mass email blast to
Nice.
say anything from trash and limbs picked up this Thursday to, we have a new splash pad, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But it's an email address, not a phone. But it wouldn't surprise me if there was a way, it also sent out a text message.
Yeah, like, I'm looking on here and we have a place on our website where you could put your email in, and you could click if you want urgent alerts, news or announcements, meeting agenda, like for city council, or even the meeting minutes, and you could sign up on there, where I guess it just, now,
Automatically
again,
send.
I'd have to look into that, and they're very good about when we call them and say, hey, how do you upload this, or how do you do this, like walking us through it and showing us how to do it. And so, if that's something we wanted to start to do, we could probably do that.
Maybe we ought to see if we can optimize what we've already got
Yeah,
first.
we've already spent money on it. We already know what we're doing.
Okay, we'll check it out.
And do we have do we know that if we have a really tech savvy person on staff anywhere?
Allie, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not on staff.
right
Like, that's kind of why it just was like, hey, Allie, can you do this? And so.
Wouldn't it be great if someone, like one of the
Yeah.
ladies maybe that work in the, I don't know.
One of them?
We don't have extra stuff.
she's-
Or guys.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
got over watermelon.
Or guys,
We'll talk about it some more.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to.
If we had somebody like that, that would be great.
I just see if we can optimize what we've already got before we go buy something else.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, I like that app. It's a cool app.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just timing just seems wrong on it.
Okay.
But wouldn't he have to get a whole new, like, point of sale service?
Yeah.
You'd be paying for all
Like,
that
yeah,
stuff, too.
there's a lot.
Well, and I don't know if he could keep his, because they actually had theirs first, and that's how we knew about it. And then they were like, oh, and then we do the city websites too, so then that's why we
Gotcha.
ended up. And we're like, okay, well, let's do that. They'll work well with each other. So,
So we're paying for it.
yeah.
And maybe surely they've got a whole list of whatever their options are that
They have tons.
we could expand to. Yeah.
Or if they had, because I know they're wanting to go more cashless when taking money in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have an option there that if you can do a sign-up form, I wonder if you can do something like that. Surely
I
they
bet it
do.
is. I bet.
I would think so. If they're focused toward government. I would
Yeah.
imagine so. I imagine they have everything we could
put
want.
Andy in place some more.
Okay, me too. Okay, let's move on.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we want to put this under unfinished business, I guess?
No, we'll just wait and do some more homework and then bring it
Until we
back.
figure out what we've got.
Okay.
Andy Eklund to replace Mr. Leif for Planning and Zoning Commission.
Well, I learned a lot on planning and zoning, but my problem is my left knee is bone on bone and they can't fix it. So my truck has a clutch. Sometimes I can push it in, sometimes I can't. And that means my wife's pretty much got to take me everywhere I go. Sometimes she has other plans,
Well,
so.
if you're wanting to not do it and Andy's willing to do it, I say we put
Yeah.
Andy in.
Well, it's-
Just need a motion.
I make a motion, we accept that.
Second.
I've got
Any
a couple
discussion?
of books about this thick that I'll get down to the courthouse, to the city hall, and you don't have to read them all. Some of them are simple, they're self-explanatory.
Okay, Vicky?
Sounds like a plan.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes,
Andy Eklund,
Abstain.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes. It's 5 enough. Okay.
Should be. Motion carried. Okay, next, our treasurer, Zeke Wilson, wants to consolidate some accounts and get some things streamlined and make them more efficient.
Would imagine.
Stand here, what?
Microphone.
Come to the microphone, Zeke.
All right, so we've got the emergency fund, general reserve, and 2020 CARES Act. I'd like to put those into the general fund savings. and then close the fire equipment savings and put it in the fire equipment fund. Just eliminate checking accounts and everything that goes with it. We can earn more interest and we'll have less work. Do you have any questions on that? Rude remarks? All right, so we've got quite a bit of money sitting in places. I'd like to put them in some CDs and stagger them. That way, if y'all decide to do something, we got something maturing every 3 months. We have some general fund money, sanitation, the ARPA, and some street. I'd like to put in some CDs.
So like that first one, you're wanting like 400,000.
For 100,000 CDs.
Yeah, but $400,000 you're gonna put
Yeah.
in CDs.
So would they, when you say stagger, do you mean?
Every
like
3 months, one will mature.
Every 3 months, okay.
So worst case scenario, if we needed it, we're off a quarter.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the interest rate on CDs right now?
There's several different rates.
What are they?
There's several different rates.
What's the percentage?
There's several different rates. If you want to
Yeah,
know,
what's the
you can call
range?
me. There's all kinds. It's ranging from 3.8 to 4.5.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
CDs have ever been.
It was such an easy.
I thought that was an
It
easy
was such a
question.
hard thing to get out.
Well, no, there's
3.8.
different banks, different rates.
Yeah.
So
I
I
just
don't
needed
want to
to-
tell you
I was
who's.
just curious
I
what
don't
the
want to tell you
rate
who's
was.
doing what because some are doing different things.
Are they secret rates?
No, just some things aren't disclosed.
A lot about that emergency fund, if we do happen to have something happen to us like Little Rock,
Mm-hmm.
well, you can wipe out your money in a hurry,
Mm-hmm.
but the employees have to be paid.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the reason I wanted to keep that, where the employees will draw their salary. I don't think
Well,
you'll
moving this-
disagree with that, will you?
Moving this money from the emergency fund and just closing the account. It's not doing away with the money.
Right, well, I know that. I'm
You can
just
still
saying
restrict it within that general
The reason
fund.
for it was to make sure the employees get paid.
Well, it hasn't been touched since it was created.
Okay. We hadn't had a shutdown either. Now, I look at Little Rock every night on the TV and I think, my gosh, what if that happens here? Our tax base could dry up.
But that'll be a savings, so it won't be locked down like a CD, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No.
I will make a
All-
motion that.
All this money will still be able to be accessed.
Mm-hmm.
We're just putting it in ways that'll make us more money and drop the amount of work that we have to keep up with.
I'm gonna guess we need to do these separate, right? So like the closing of the accounts needs to be separate than the CDs.
I don't know why you couldn't do it all at once.
Mayor,
We've done them separate before.
that's
And
why I just.
Close the
that's why we
accounts
do it.
separately and then do the, open the CDs in one.
Yeah, I've never, since I've been on here, we haven't ever opened CDs, so that's why I just know that we can close accounts, I just don't know about the CDs. That's why I was gonna make a motion on the CDs, I just didn't know if we, or not on the CDs, on the account, but I didn't know if we needed to do it separate.
I feel like we should probably close the accounts separately.
Yeah, okay. I make a motion that we close the emergency fund, general reserve, and the 2020 CARES Act checking account, and move into general fund savings, and close the fire equipment savings account, and move into fire equipment.
Second that.
Any discussion? Okay, Ms. Vicki, when you're ready.
Melissa Cho,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Motion carried. Can I get a motion to open CDs that stagger every 3 months, that mature every 3 months?
Can we do those four separately?
Sure, yes.
I make a motion, we open 4 general fund CDs at $100,000 each, maturing every 3 months.
Any discussion? Oh, I need a second.
Second.
Wait a second. So when you do this, you're gonna start one now, you'll wait 3 months to start another one?
Yeah.
So yeah, each fund should probably.
You gonna start with the ARPA's first?
Well, I'll do 4. There'll be 4 CDs,
There'll
one for
be-
each of these.
Right out of the
Yeah,
gate.
4 for each account.
4, yeah.
So like it's
One in each
400,000.
account.
Oh, one of each account I've
Right.
opened that, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Times
And we could do
4.
one at 6 months.
So that it's every quarter.
And then from there, we could roll it to a 3-month and keep
Sorry
going.
about that. Misunderstood you for a second.
No
Six.
worries.
Okay, so are we gonna set it up for 6 months, or are we gonna set it up for 3 months? Cause I heard 3 months first.
They're all gonna be 3 months.
Okay. Okay, I just wanna make sure.
I just threw out
Is
the
the money
6
better
month
at
to get
6?
the first 2 CDs bought, 1 at 3, 1 at 6, maturing at 6.
I see.
And then from there, just 3,
Vicky,
just-
are you ready?
to get it to higher rates.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Lane Tubbs,
Yes?
Ally Sudd,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
JP Hodges.
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Motion carried.
I make a motion, we open 4 sanitation CDs at $187,000 each, maturing every 3 months.
Second?
Any discussion? Miss Vicky?
Ally Sudd,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes?
JP Hodges.
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
I have one more question. So the sanitation CDs, like what if we need to buy equipment or something with this whole limbs and leaves stuff?
There's plenty of money in them.
So we're not tying up something that we would need later?
Not all the money will be tied up at one time.
No.
Okay.
And
I
if
don't
you need
know.
to buy
I'm just
something
weird
in 3
about-
months, and if you need to buy something in 3 months, they start maturing, you don't have to put them back in. So you just get the money back out.
But it's just all spread out every 3 months. You can get 187 each 3 months.
Yes.
And then what do we have available? I mean, I know that varies.
Isn't there like
If we did
I
that,
don't know,
get
I'm
you-
just thinking, we're talking about wanting to buy equipment and all that kind of stuff. Do we
If
need
you
to
put the
walk up our
$750,000
sanitation
into CDs, you still have $866,000 sitting in the account.
fund? Okay,
We're good.
Yeah.
I
that's why
got
was
you.
like,
Okay,
there's still
thank you.
like
I just
You're
wanted
welcome.
to,
That's fine.
okay, appreciate that.
I was ready.
Okay.
So is that a
Melissa?
yes?
Your
Yes,
vote.
that's a yes, yes.
Andy Eklund.
Yes.
I lost count.
That's
Motion
it.
carried.
I make a motion that we open up 4 CDs at $250 each for the ARPA.
Okay, help
funds.
me understand on the ARPA, because is there timing on this associated with these funds or any, like, is it gonna affect anything?
No, the first half has been freed up. We're gonna get the other half freed up in this next week. And then we gotta spend it by 2026. So until then, we might as well make as much as we
Make
can.
money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't need it though for anything before then?
No, not that I'm aware of. And then they'll still leave you 400,000 in the account.
Okay.
Well, and this brings up a good point, that it is good to add in our minutes what is in each account. Cause I see like the bond bank accounts, what's in that, but we don't have like what's in all these accounts.
Yeah,
So if we can get that added, that'd be good.
I can.
Thank you.
Second.
So I had the motion by Tubbs.
Second.
Okay.
Okay.
Lewis second.
Lewis.
Did.
Okay.
Vicky, yes ma'am?
Ally Sudd,
Yes.
Jim, sorry, Lane Tubbs,
Yes?
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Same thing on the street, what kind of money we got in there?
The 400,000, little over 400,000 after the CDs.
After the 200. Make a motion, we open up the 4 CDs for the street department at 50,000 each.
Second.
Maturing every 3 months.
Maturing every 3 months, excuse me.
Any discussion? Vicky?
The second by Eklund.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
JP Hodges.
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Andy Eklund.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Good work, Zeke.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Zeke.
nice.
Thank you.
Great way for us to make some extra money.
Yes.
Okay, next we have our animal at large ordinance. This will increase the amount per incident. So it's updating our old ordinance. And hopefully by doing so, it'll lessen the problem.
You need me to read it?
Yes, ma'am?
Kate? What number is this one?
This will be 2023-11.
Okay. Ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance amending Title VI, Section 6.04 of the Heber Springs Municipal Code and for other purposes. Whereas the city of Heber Springs has reviewed its current regulations pertaining to animal control and has found that certain revisions to the Heber Springs Municipal Code, Title VI, Section 6.04 are necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its citizens. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Heber Springs, Arkansas as follows. Section 1, the Heber Springs Municipal Code, Title 6, Section 6.04.19 is hereby amended as it pertains to animals at large in the city limits of Heber Springs, Cleveland County, Arkansas, and shall read as follows. Definitions: control: an animal shall be considered under control if it is on the premises of its owner and is under the direct supervision of a responsible person having an interest in the animal, and the animal remains on the premises without becoming a threat to other persons or animals proximal to the property. It is confined to the premises of its owner by a physical structure, such as within a house, garage, fence, and other building or enclosure, or it is secured by a leash, lead, or of sufficient strength to prevent it from escaping, or when away from the premises of the owner, it is confined in an automobile with proper ventilation. At large, an animal is at large when the animal is off the premises of the owner without restraint by leash or other like device attached to the animal's collar, held by a person competent to control said animal, or on the premises of the owner/keeper without restraint by leash or other like device attached to the animal's collar, and not under the control of a responsible person. B, nuisance: any person owning, possessing, supervising, or keeping a dog shall control said animal in such a manner as to keep the animal from constituting either a private nuisance to the adjoining property owners or to the public in general. No person shall permit any dog which they own, possess, are supervising, or keeping to be at large within the city as set forth in this ordinance. The penalty: failure to comply with the provisions of this section shall constitute a violation and will subject the person or persons to fines as follows. First offense, $110. Second offense, $160. Third and subsequent offenses, $210. Section 2, severability, that the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable, and if any section, phrase, or provision shall be declared or held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect the remainder of the sections, phrases, or provisions. Section 3, conflicts, that all ordinance in conflict herewith are repealed to the extent of such conflict.
Thank you.
What were the fines?
$50, I thought.
Yeah,
$50.
$50.
50, we raised them $50.
Brought some coffee.
Kate? Does this one don't have to be read 3 times, does it?
Mhm.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, all ordinances.
Okay. Make a
Make a
motion.
motion, we amend the, suspend the rules and read it by title only for second reading.
Oh,
And I'll second that.
Any discussion?
yeah. Mr. Murray, it was Mr. Murray. No, we don't have any.
No discussion?
No.
Did you
Okay, Ms. Vicki?
have discussion?
No, but they're gonna speak.
I thought you were fixing to ask something.
Okay, Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Ally Sugg,
We can just do it
Yes.
right after this. 'cause
Wayne
it's
Tubbs.
open mic.
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
All right, motion carried.
Ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance amending Title 6, Section 6.04 of the Heber Springs Municipal Code and for other purposes.
The motion, we amend the rules and read it, the ordinance for the third reading by title only. Second.
And Vicki?
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance amending Title 6, Section 6.04 of the Heber Springs Municipal Code and for other purposes. Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Vicki?
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Melissa Choate,
Yes.
Jim Lay,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Motion carried. You want to go ahead and open mic so they can come up and speak? Okay, now we'll do open mic. If anyone would like to address the council,
Mr.
the
Murray.
Murrays.
Yeah, my name's Thompson Murray. I actually live in Little Rock, but I've been coming to our lake house, a family lake house, since the mid-'60s. Love Heber Springs. Actually, I own a VRB on Little Red. I pay Heber water. So anyway, I don't know. But that being said, we have had a terrible problem with a neighbor's dog for the last 3 years, 2 different dogs. There have been more than almost 30 calls to the city, and Lord knows they have more than they need to do, the animal control. But I just would encourage, my neighbor is not threatened by the fine for whatever, it's just not, it seems to me that the ordinance doesn't have enough of a threat in it to deter her from letting her dog run free. And the dog has rushed me aggressively umpteen times. I have 18 videos on my phone of her dog being aggressive toward me on my property. And it's just been hard to stop. Now, maybe the problem's solved, I'm hoping, but it's a terrible problem. And I think the fine has not been enough of a threat to her. And I would just encourage, I don't know what the process is, but I would encourage to put as much teeth into this ordinance as possible, because she has not been deterred by the ordinance.
And has she been fined?
She has paid a number of fines.
Oh, she has paid.
She had multiple FDA warrants come out over these dog calls, and finally spoke with her the last time on the first dog, and we came to a resolution. I believe we've done that again this week with the second dog, and everyone needs to understand an animal is property. So, as law enforcement, unless we can see it happen and pick the animal up, we're going to say go file an affidavit, okay, with the prosecutor. We've been able to catch this dog on she was issued citation. She ended up with, I won't say it's almost $2,000 in warrants, but there's no place to put them. Warrants get slashed down to minimal fines again. It's the same process for an animal as it is for a person now. We don't have any place to put them, is what it boils down to, and we're gonna keep on dealing with this problem. Animals are the same way. We have the opportunity to euthanize an animal, but you have to look at it through the lens of she loves her dog, you know? We get it. It chased him. We saw it on video. It wouldn't approach me. Animals act different around different people. That's just nature. And so we're doing the best we can with it. She's been told this time, you know, we're gonna have to go through the forfeiture process. That's fine, we'll do it. But we're not gonna do this, because we were up there 3 calls that one day. And we
Where is
said
this
time-
again?
2414 Case Ford Road is our property. She's 24.
So, Brian, what's the law regarding protecting yourself and your property?
I have explained to Mr. Murray that situation. Some people don't want to kill an animal.
I understand.
But you've got the right to protect yourself in any situation. No matter if it's an animal or person.
Child?
I have a question. Who sets the fine? How does, like, you read, how much each time you would be fined, and I know it goes up and you have a new ordinance out. How did y'all decide on that amount? How did you decide on that particular amount to charge?
Recommendation of Dalen, the animal control officer, and Chief Hill.
Okay, so is there no way to make it higher?
Here, but I think
Well, we
Chief-
just did.
we
That's
just-
what we just
I know you
passed.
made that higher, but it did, to me, it didn't sound like enough. I mean.
Well, here's
But
one
he
thing.
said she doesn't pay them.
Yeah, if she doesn't pay the lower amount, she's not gonna pay the higher amount.
She's not paying it
Okay.
She
anyway.
nor
It
anybody
doesn't matter.
else.
Okay.
They don't pay the higher amount, they have an FTA warrant, same issue.
And there's nothing else you can do if she does not pay that fine. You can't
We can
arrest
event-
her.
We can eventually go through a court process
And
and
take
seize
them out.
the animal, but that is a lengthy process. I would prefer that she find somebody out
Okay.
of the county, get rid of the dog.
At what point does that process start? I mean, it's been going on for 3 years, it seems
Well,
like to
ma'am,
me.
it's different dog, though.
Well-
I mean, we're dealing with we started over
Okay.
on day
For-
one with another animal.
Okay, for the new dog, it's been what? I don't even know how long, a year and a half.
Yeah.
So when does the process start for you to go through what you were just talking about? I mean, what date do you assign to that? Do y'all know what I'm trying to say?
That's determined by me.
Okay, so
Sounds like it's already started.
has that
It's effective
process-
right now.
I mean, it
If she got
sounds,
rid of that dog by this weekend, and we get another call from y'all, yes, that process is gonna start.
Okay.
I will tell you how this works, okay? The officers handle the call, okay? At the point that somebody is ignoring the officer's supposed to be nice to people, okay? They're supposed to do everything by the book. But then, when I get involved, I might not be quite so tactful with folks, okay? Put it out there. And sometimes we come to an understanding, sometimes we don't. But the last time we came to an understanding, I believe the other day, we came to an understanding, okay? And if that don't work, then the court process will start. I'll have to initiate it, and it'll go through the prosecuting attorney's office, and the judge will sign off on it. So, I mean, that's just where we're at.
Yeah. Well.
You gotta remember, there's a lot of folks that $50 is a big deal to them,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But they still love their animal. And so that makes it difficult on us, on our officers, to be fair about the situation. But this is the world we live in. If you're concerned about your safety, I've explained this.
Yes.
I am. I mean, to have a dog come up, I could not get off my deck. The dog came out of its yard to our property. I was looking down. That dog had the hair on its back. It was growling at me. And I couldn't go down to the lake
Okay.
Okay,
Now, here's what I still don't understand. Okay, you talked about you can seize the dog.
okay, Ms. Murray, I think that needs to be discussed somewhere else. We
Okay,
need to
can
finish
I
our
ask
council
one more
meeting.
question? He talked about the process of seizing the dog, but I don't think that process has begun.
No, ma'am, it hasn't. He said if the dog is not taken care of this weekend, the process will start.
And then it's a lengthy process.
Yes, ma'am, it
Okay.
is.
Okay, so here, I want to say one more thing. I know I have 2 granddaughters, 7 years old and 3 years old. They cannot walk down to the lake alone because I'm afraid that that dog is gonna come out and get them. And she can say all she wants, that, oh, he's friendly, he likes kids. There are hundreds of stories of dogs mauling children.
Yes, ma'am, we understand your
Okay.
concern, but we have a process that we have to go through to get to that point.
Okay.
So thank you for addressing the
Thank you all for
council.
coming.
Thank you, Chief Hale, for handling the situation. Okay, huh, you got something, Sheldon? Come on.
I'll just be a minute.
And I just want
Oh,
to
you only
say,
get 3.
hey,
Okay.
hey, and I just want to tell the Murrays that I sympathize with you guys too. I mean, I
Yeah.
have little kids. If a dog was coming on my property and I saw the video, yeah, I might not be,
We're not putting you off.
yeah.
No, and
I-
At all.
I'm dealing with a situation at my own house. My donkey has been attacked.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's even around that area, because it's Lakeshore that I hear in Case Ford. I don't know if there's a bunch of animals over there, but I mean, I had somebody telling me that their chickens are dying around that area, like, so there, I don't know if it's coyotes around there too, but it sounds like there's all kinds of animals that are. on
Don't
the list
perceive
that way.
our view and the way we're having to handle it as insensitivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would be the same way you guys are. If that dog was coming after me like that and going
Except
after
I
my
would worry.
kids, I would be the same way.
Okay, Mr. Woodson?
I
just want to speak a minute about the pictures that I sent to y'all Monday evening
Yes.
on the property off of East Main Street. Those pictures that I took from the middle of the new bike trail, about halfway between South Van Buren and Hollowell. That piece of property, I've been trying to get something done with for about 15 years now. Actually, Jim and I were on city council together, I think when we passed ordinances back in '06, '07, to try to detour and give the city a little leverage when it comes to property like this. That place is a wreck. And now that we've got that bike trail up and up through there, folks are gonna go through the landfill,
Yeah, we
because
don't want people
it's
looking at
rough.
Yeah.
The dog issue came up. These folks that own this property, they don't live there full-time. Truth is, they're a bunch of crackheads that are in and out. And like all good crackheads, they have a pit bull.
Trash. Oh.
They have a pit bull. So I've never seen that dog. I'm sorry. Truth is truth. But they've got a pit bull down there as well. So if people are going to utilize that bike trail, I've never seen that dog on a leash while they were
There's a
there.
pit bull there, but they don't live there?
No. The
Not
dogs,
all the
the
time.
dogs, I've only seen the dog there when they are there.
Okay, all right.
But I've never seen the dog leashed. So that could be a problem as well.
Okay.
But that's not, this piece of property is not the only piece of property in town that's like this. I mean,
Yes.
maybe not nearly as this bad, but we've got a lot of property that
Is that one of the
We
ones
do.
that was on the list of?
It has had work done on it, I think.
I don't know, I've got Doug checking into it.
There was actually there was a structure burned, gee whiz, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, they've been working on it, but I believe the gentleman that actually owned it has passed away, and the son, I've got a contact from El Dorado, but the last time I heard that the one that actually was there got picked up, and I'm not so sure that he's not incarcerated somewhere in the state. So-
And
and there was a lot of stuff happening. There was some squatters there. A lot of this is coming in from out in the county. We had that problem, Jason had that problem when we got the first portion cleaned up.
The city actually provided them with dumpsters for a while, and they filled the dumpsters up, and I think it just cleared more property to bring new junk.
They stole water about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
it's what-
So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, thank you for sending the pictures, and we are looking into it.
Thanks.
Thanks,
And
Sheldon.
is that behind El Rey? Sheldon?
yeah, that direction, if you go straight down Old Main, back behind the car wash,
Yeah.
it's on the right, just about halfway between South Van Buren and Holloway.
Okay.
You can't miss it.
Yeah,
You
so
can't
you
miss
see it like when you're on the road right there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and it's, you got an even better view from the bike trail. It's,
Well, actually, the city
pretty.
dump, or the county dump out there looks better than that place.
So do you think we could dump some leaves there?
Hey, Sheldon, I hadn't been down there, and I appreciate you taking that and bringing it to attention. That's,
I just looked at it as an opportunity.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, it's, if we're all doing that, it, Melissa, like Melissa said, it's just gonna make it better if we all stay tuned into the same thing.
Okay, well, we are here in April, and the council decided they want to look at the budget at the first quarter. So would you guys like to set up a meeting for that, meet with your department heads, and go over their budget, and then have a workshop?
Sure.
Okay.
We told them we would.
You want to set that up now for next month? Will that give you, how long do you need to be able to get with them and then us get together?
We still on police, which one are we on now?
Could we do the workshop before the next meeting?
I know you just gave us a list out, but I don't recall who
I don't either.
Okay, well, we can get that out to you.
I might have it.
Well, I assume we're gonna need a few, a couple, 3 weeks.
I would like to tell you that I have a night open in May, but I don't. I'm being serious. May is the worst.
When does
Softball,
school get
baseball.
out?
So,
Yeah,
public
yeah, after the
works
22nd, I should be good.
with Jim. Do you want me to, so Jim and Lewis are Public Works, Jim Adams.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know.
We had changed a couple.
Yeah,
Looks like
so
you got it on
I
there.
still have Jim Adams and Ally Sugg on police, but I don't, who would have been,
Jim moved to Public Works. Who was on Public Works? I think Jim Lay is on police with me.
police with you? Okay, and then Andy and I are
Yeah,
on
he
Parks
moved
and
to
Rec,
Public Works.
and Lane and JP on
I
fire.
don't know where they moved
Okay.
them in.
Does that sound right?
It does.
Can
That's
I
the-
trade somebody and get on Public Works and work with Jim?
Who, Jim is on there, and who else?
I want
Do
everybody.
you want to
That's-
get on fire with Lane? That's a good idea, because you're doing all that research. Okay.
Jim and I are already kind of
Okay.
putting something together.
Okay, perfect.
We're on
Um,
fire.
Okay, so
Do you want to set a date for the last week in May?
That's Memorial, yeah.
Is
well,
it?
I could do the.
Like the week school gets out?
Yeah, because you weren't even on here, that's why.
Will that give everybody enough
I
time?
could, like May 25th.
Sure.
Could do that if they don't reschedule the
So in doing this, so in other words, we're gonna be with fire. Do we contact Ryan and
Yeah,
just set up with him
and go over his budget.
go
Mhm.
over everything again? And
Yeah, and then we'll all sit down in one big workshop and go over everybody's. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that good? The 25th,
Are you ever here during the day?
6 o'clock?
The 25th of
Here
April,
during
May.
the day?
May.
May?
I'm here.
Okay.
I have to break away. Make time.
That'll
So
be perfect
I'll
timing
call-
to celebrate my
I'll call
birthday.
And get him to go ahead and,
Off on Friday.
okay.
So it's after the next meeting? After the next council meeting?
Yeah. Well, school's getting out, it's ball season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Does
everything's.
that work?
Yeah, just, they put everything in May, so it just makes it
Okay.
hard, it's good. I mean, I don't have to be at the meeting, y'all
Hey,
can do
do
it
we,
without
do
me.
we,
No.
who's on Parks and Rec?
Okay, I got a couple of announcements. Mr. Lay is unable to attend the municipal league. If anybody else would like to go in his place.
I'm going. Were you able to get hotel?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
It's already gotten.
It's already gotten, yes.
Well, I already signed up.
Here's the
What
good
day
one.
was it again?
What?
When is it again?
For the budget workshop?
No, for
Municipal
Jim.
league?
June, I think 14th-ish.
Class-
14th through the
16th.
16th, and I looked, I mean, majority of the classes, I think, are 15th and 16th, right?
Yeah.
So if it was
The
just. so
last
if it-
2 days?
If you look on that City and Town magazine
Yep.
that we
You
just
just got-
got,
it's
it
got all-
shows what classes, and I saw some really good ones, so.
Yeah.
You'd be my
I'll get with you tomorrow. I might be able to make it.
Okay, great. The city is gonna have open enrollment May 3rd here at the community center from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Miss Amy has done a great job at setting that up
What is that?
for insurance.
When is that again?
May 3rd. Up here.
What day of the week is May 26th?
The 26th.
25th.
The 25th is Thursday, the 26th is Friday.
It's what?
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's the 25th.
Thursday?
It's
So
the Thursday.
26th
following
would
the
be a
regular.
Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, thank you.